A little rainy. Beauty. It's hot.
It's a little hot. We're walking out here.
Who knew it was like as hot as Houston and New York this time of the year?
Brutal.
Turn. Wind's kind of holding it up.
Just get up and it's fine.
Wasn't great, but it worked.
Yeah.
You feel like an influencer?
My wife's always like, so how's your little like vlog going?
Hello, YouTube. Get ready with me today.
Yeah.
OOTD.
Yeah.
It might be so long it's dead.
That's so good though.
Hardest 16th hole in America.
The number 18 hole in America too.
We're gonna birdie it.
Reese is looking good here. Put it down the middle, put it close, make the shot.
I love that.
For the camera.
Introduce yourself, Jason.
Great to meet everyone. I'm Jason Chang. I'm an investor with the Bedari Collective, which is a single family office managed by the founder of Global Infrastructure Partners, GIP, now a part of BlackRock. Been in this role for 6 years now. Prior to that, worked at a couple of different direct-to-consumer startups, all of which achieved unicorn status. 2 of them decided to go public, and so definitely are no longer unicorns. And then prior to that, worked in private equity at the Riverside Company and started off my career at Lazard in investment banking.
You mentioned GIP, founder of GIP. Is he co-founder of GIP?
He's one of the co-founders, yep.
Yeah. So what kind of led to the genesis of the family office?
Yeah, so Bedari, well, you gotta look this up later, but Bedari, I think means peace in Sanskrit.
Okay.
You can put an asterisk.
I'll research it.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
But it's also the first 2 letters of each of his 3 kids' names. So
wow.
That's a nice little touch there.
B-E-D.
B-E-D-A-R-I.
Oh, I see.
And the way that we're set up is we have a foundation arm and then an investment arm. And so on the foundation side, a lot of things that we care about are regenerative systems, the environment, as well as just general kindness, human kindness. So we fund a lot of research, environmental work, conservation work across the world, really. So there's the UCLA Bedari Kindness Institute. We have a non-hunting game reserve out in Mozambique in Africa. And a lot of what we do on the investment side goes to help support that work on the foundation side.
Yeah, so you went from philanthropy to then there were some opportunistic things that happened and also just to keep the funds flowing to carry those, right?
Exactly. So then we started to be a little bit more strategic about how we're deploying our investments as opposed to just making sort of pseudo impact oriented investments.
Right.
So now we have, call it 4 major investment strategies. 2 of them are oriented around infrastructure without being infrastructure assets themselves, given the principles, expertise, and the access that we have to with respect to the GIP portfolio.
Right.
So we have a buyout strategy, which we call infra services. So think, blue collar type businesses, skilled labor, rolling trucks, crews, things that build or enable that infrastructure to be built. So we like to bring expertise in addition to just capital, leveraging our infrastructure portfolio and what we know there. So that's our buyout strategy. Then we have a venture strategy, which is similar. We call it infra tech. So software, primarily software, maybe some software plus hardware that enable new or existing infrastructure owners, operators, or developers to operate more efficiently. So, like the technology layers that allow a renewable plant, like a solar plant, to optimize their production, enable that solar plant to be built more efficiently, faster, cheaper, quicker, etc. We're not fundamentally venture underwriters, but what we do understand is that end market. So we underwrite commercial risk there.
Got it.
So that's our venture strategy.
Yeah, so like in that bucket, in the venture bucket, are you backing ideas? Is that what you mean whenever you say venture? Or is it just like early stage stuff that like they have like prototypes and products, but they need some capital to like really get it moving?
Right, so our fundamental risk appetite as investors is still relatively risk off compared to the average venture investor. So we wouldn't back an idea, but if they have some revenue, if they have some initial pilots with customers, then we can go to our portfolio and say, hey, is this actually a technology that you would adopt today? Or is this just a problem or a solution looking for a problem?
I see, yeah.
Like post-revenue, post-product, and then underwriting the commercialization like ramp up.
Got it, yeah. That makes sense. So buyout venture.
Then we have a sports sleeve. We own a piece of a baseball team.
Oh, really? Can you say which one?
Yeah, we're part of a group that owns a minority share of the Cleveland Guardians.
Okay.
And so opportunistically we look at different sports as relatively uncorrelated asset compared to the rest of the market. And we like baseball.
Sure.
And then, looking at youth sports, international sports.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because frankly, I'm sure you see this all the time, but sports valuations, at least with the 4 major sports in the US, they're starting to get pretty high.
Yes.
And so our fourth investment sector, like many family offices do, we have a general opportunistic sector. So non-industry specific, non-asset class specific. So private equity, growth equity, venture, credit, real estate, just a good deal. And there we like to partner up with folks that we like or that look for co-investors to come in. Ideally, not only as capital, but as some sort of value add. So whether that's some of our experience in infrastructure, whether that's in healthcare, whether that's in sports, anywhere where we can be value add in addition to just providing capital. And we like a good deal.
So not a controlling interest.
Not a controlling interest in those.
Yeah. Are you managing all of those different verticals solo?
Yeah, as of this moment, it's a one-person investment team.
Wow. How do you track all of that? Or in terms of allocation too, do you have funds set aside in each of those buckets, or is it one pool you're pulling from? That's 3 different questions kind of baked into there, but.
For sure. So the way that we invest, I should say, we don't have any fixed allocation or deployment targets. We're purely opportunistic. When we make an investment, I like to say it's an active choice because we don't necessarily have to do that,
right,
given our asset base and relatively high yielding infrastructure. So whenever we do make an investment, it has to clear an investment hurdle, and depending on the asset class, risk, reward profile, etc., that might be a little bit different. But in terms of when we do invest, it's just has to meet our underwriting criteria.
Got it. And then so let's say a deal comes in, and you're if this fits into one of our 4 investment criteria buckets, are you creating SPVs, or are they being housed under a vehicle for each of those buckets?
We have a couple of different pools of capital that we can draw from. If it's a co-investment deal, we'll invest into whatever vehicle that they have. And then depending on what it is that we're actually investing in, we can put it in a couple of different areas, depending on what we want to do there.
Yeah, personal bio, how'd you fall into the finance world? Some people take it did you have an idea in college about it, or where'd you start?
Yeah, so growing up, I watched my dad. He had a business that he ended up selling, and we hired a banker to do that. And so, I saw my dad's, the up and downs of what he went through to build that business. Decided, it's nice to do that. I don't think I'm cut out for that ride as an operator. But hey, serving as the intermediary, you get to see both the pros and the cons. You get to see all different aspects of it. On the flip side, sure, you don't have real skin in the game. It's not your baby.
Right.
But you get to see a lot. And for my personality, I think that was kind of cool to see. So seeing my dad sell his business, seeing the bankers that ran the process, I thought, hey, that could be a good opportunity for me to get into the finance world, to see a lot of different industries.
Right.
So, in college, thought about investment banking, sell-side banking, ended up joining Lazard after college. And yeah, they work you a pretty good amount, but I learned a lot there.
What team were you on?
Industrials and aerospace and defense.
Yeah. Was it pretty active at the time when you joined?
Pretty active, still active. And then from there, kind of like I was saying, I wanted to be a little bit closer to the action with respect to being an owner. And so private equity was the next kind of logical move. My dad's business was relatively small, so found a private equity firm and a specific strategy at the microcap fund at Riverside, which dealt with businesses that are less than $7 million of EBITDA, but had a pretty significant war chest to go and acquire these businesses.
Yeah.
And
thesis is doing add-ons and
exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of add-ons, and then really just supercharging, institutionalizing these mom and pop businesses, for lack of a better term.
Right.
And bringing that institutional operating cadence.
Yeah. From Riverside, at what point in time did Bedari kind of cross your radar?
Ultimately for me, I thought of what I wanted to do, and ultimately, like we were talking about, didn't want to be an operator, wanted to be a true investor. And in my view, family office mandate, at least for our mandate, we have no pressures, no deployment pressures, no mandates.
Exit mandates.
No whole period mandate. Find a good investment. And so to me, it was the purest form of investing. And that's what really kind of drew me to the family office world as a whole.
Yeah.
And so, started to think about family office, went to business school, did a couple startups just to satisfy that
right,
quench.
Yeah, scratch the itch.
And then ultimately was fortunate enough to find a family office that, wanted me, frankly.
It was through a search or?
Yeah, I was like a headhunter recruiter. It came down to 2 family offices for me. And then ultimately here I get to work directly with the principal, which is awesome.
Very nice.